So good morning, good afternoon to everybody. Thank you so much for attending that webinar with Raffles Dubai. I'm Pascal Byzantinet. I'm the Vice President Luxury Sales for Accor. I'm live from Paris, where I live, and from my home because we are still working from home at the moment at Accor. Even if some days we are going to the office, and I was yesterday at Sequana, which is our headquarters. It's nice to be back to a normal life. And today I'm so happy to present and to introduce, first of all, the fantastic property, which is Raffles Dubai. I had a chance to stay at that hotel a few years ago, and I have to say that it's one of my best experiences. So I cannot wait to be back. And unfortunately, for me, it's one of the first years I haven't been once to Dubai, and I miss so much Dubai because it's a fantastic destination. So I will be very happy for that. So just few housekeeping inside. If you have any, first of all, if you can just mute your microphone for the quality of the sound. Secondly, if you have any question to Zeynep and Heyman, the general manager, please do not hesitate to ask through the chat, and we will do our best to answer all your questions at the end of that webinar. So now, Zeynep and Heyman, you have the microphone. It's your tour just to introduce yourself, the property, and more important, what you have on your arm, which is very amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Pascal. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ayman. I'm the Managing Director for Raffles Dubai and the soon-to-open Sofitel Dubai Wafi, joined with my Commercial Director, Zeynep, Savannah, Rowan, and Ibrahim. Before I continue my welcome note, we would like to show you a short video which was just released yesterday by Emirates. We thought it's very relevant for this period of time. So Wasim, if you can put on the video, please.
Open. If that's a word that hasn't been used much in the world these days, huh? Well, open is looking good for Dubai right now, and we want to tell the world about it. It's open for business, of course, and a wealth of opportunities for the future. And there's literally hundreds of doors open to some of the best hotels you'll ever see. Oh, and the world's tallest building? Yep, that's open too. But this city is also open for fun. It's open for happy, open for crazy. Even the slopes are open. It's open for a guaranteed suntan and a dip in its beautiful, clear, warm waters. It's open for the arts and Arabian culture that you really need to experience, which means it's open for bucket lists too. But if opening boxes is all you want to do, there's more of that than you can possibly imagine. There's out in the open air, across open water, or if you just want to hit the open road full of hope and optimism. This is an open society, so it's up to you. This city has its arms wide open, and they're open for you. You get it? I think you do.
So we're open. We look forward to welcome everyone. As you've seen, Dubai has some of the best hotels in the world. I'm broadcasting up from the best hotel in Dubai. Not according to my opinion. It's been 5 years where we dominate the TripAdvisor as #1. The other good update is you have to feel and see the buzz that's happening in Dubai lately over the past few weeks, where a majority of activities has moved. And more impressively, I must say, is the general public, how they are abiding by the rules and the guidelines of the government. It feels very safe, and we see a lot of hope. At Raffles, we are officially certified, the All Safe initiative by Accor. First property to have done that a couple of months ago. Sorry if I look scared or frightened. You know, it doesn't happen frequently to hold a Falcon. I've been here 12 years, and this is the first time I hold a Falcon, the fastest creature on Earth. This is steeped in the city's history and in the region's history. 4,000 years ago, this used to be one of the major sources of bringing food to the table in this very harsh and scarce desert-like area of the world 4,000 years ago. As Dubai progressed, tallest skyscrapers and the best hotels in the world and the best restaurants and malls, this has transformed to become one of the most honorable sports in the region. I would like to thank Rowan, who started falconry at the age of 5. He's still very young. He's only 30 years old. So he has 25 years of experience with falconry. And I'm sure he's going to tell us amazing facts and experiences about falconry, which is going to astonish you as much as it did with me. So this is going to be a very exciting session, definitely very informative for everybody. I'm not going to bore you about the physical structure of the hotel. The only thing you need to remember is the biggest pyramid in the city. You won't be missing it from the plane as soon as you are landing to Dubai. I look forward to welcoming you all. I feel excited to see you sometime in the near future when we all feel more safe and it's less stress to travel. But I'm sure it's going to end and we are going to merge victorious. Now I would like to introduce our commercial director, Zainab.
Very nice to see you all. It's a great pleasure for us welcoming you to our Raffles Hall. We missed you all really. We know that there are some positive news and we look forward to seeing you in person very soon. Without further ado, let me introduce Ruan as the Managing Director of Wildlife. We will have a nice session with him and Ibrahim on some questions. Then we will continue with a pre-recorded video on falconry. Normally we wanted to offer the session live fully. However, due to health and safety restrictions as well as the warm weather already in Dubai this time of the year, we felt more comfortable to keep Savannah in the ballroom as our first official Falcon guest in Raffles. Okay, so let's start having some questions. So,
refund yargo kodta illa.
Thank you
for having me.
For those who are not familiar with falconry, can you tell us a little bit about the centuries-old tradition?
Of course. Obviously, what we've explained a little bit earlier with falconry being an old tradition, an old sport, actually an old art form that's been more than 4,000, actually a little bit closer to 4,500 years old worldwide. So what the special part of this is basically it's a form of survival. So it is the falconer who companions go into an agreement basically with the falcon during training to hunt for families to survive, basically, provide food for the family. Now, the thing about falcons is obviously with wild falcons. So the beautiful thing about it is actually we borrow the falcons from Mother Nature during certain periods of time, depending on temperature, depending on your region, and that allows us to train a wild falcon. We train this wild falcon. This is the art of falcon. Train a wild falcon to hunt its wild quarry in its natural way.
It was really nice to know. And is falconry practiced in UAE or any other part of the world?
So falconry is still very much active across the globe, more so in different countries, more the traditional way. In the Middle East and in the UAE, obviously the practice or the art of falconry is very much the same, although hunting within the Middle East is not allowed because all animals are protected within the Middle East. So we'll train our falcons and we'll visit neighboring countries who do allow hunting within the area.
Actually, other than following the questions, I will ask some more to Ron, because before the session we were chatting and we were asking how she feels comfortable here, because her eyes are closed. For those who are not familiar with falconry, Ron gave a couple of hints to us, like how it is for the humans and falcons, how it is different. Can you tell us?
Yeah, so basically with Savannah over here, the reason why she's so relaxed, why she's calmed down is purely not because she's with Ibrahim, who's the trainer. It is basically because the GM is right. No, it is basically purely because of eyesight. Now, when it comes to falcons, you'll notice that she's got a little piece of equipment on her. We'll explain that a little bit later. Actually, I'll hand over to Ibrahim to explain the equipment a little bit later. But the piece of equipment that's not a crash helmet, even though it looks like a crash helmet that she's got on, that's purely to keep her calm down, keep her relaxed. With falcons, it means out of sight, out of mind. So she can hear us, but she can't see us. We don't exist.
It is actually a very nice saying. I wish we had the same. When we are out of sight, we are out of mind, but it is
Yes,
not the
yes.
case.
So, Roman, just a quick question. Like domestic animals, they usually establish a relationship with the being.
Correct.
Is it the same with falcons?
A lot of falconers will probably disagree, but with falconry in general, the relationship we've got, there's no love, no loyalty. Well, apart from my side, obviously. The relationship that myself, or let's say Savannah and Ibrahim has, is food-based. That is it. So through the stomach. Savannah knows the easiest meal ticket of the day is with Ibrahim, and that's why she's relaxed when she's with them. That's why she will come back when she's with them, because she knows this is the easiest way of survival. She lives in a little 5-star hotel, fresh food every day, fresh water every day. She's got air conditioning during summer. So if she's sick, ill, we need to take her to the hospital, give her daily medicine. So for her, chances of living longer is far more than being out in the wild.
Interesting. The falcon is celebrated as a national bird of UAE. We just speak. Can you tell us a little bit more about the history and how Arabian falconry is different?
Of course, of course. Actually, I'm going to pass this question over to Ibrahim.
It's just because this bird is not belong to this country actually. They used to migrate through here in the Arabian Peninsula. So traditional Bedouin people, they used to be very lucky if they see one of the wild bird, bird of prey. If they see falcons hunting the other bird, so they used to be very lucky. So because living in desert, you might see in safari, if you go to safari, there's not lots of protein there. So they need this food to give for their family and for themselves. They need more protein to go more longer between the meal. So one of the Bedouin traditional people, where they thought, why not this bird and myself to hunt together? So they came with the idea of trapping falcon and train themselves and then go for hunting just to provide food for their family. That was one of the way to provide food for the family. That's why traditional falconry has become very special for the UAE or the Arab countries. It's just because the equipment we used to have, it doesn't allow them to keep falcon for the whole year. It's because in 50-degree heat here, these falcons will not survive outside. Yeah. So today we can keep them. We have air conditioning room, we have hospitals. So they used to train their falcon and do hunting, and then they release them and do the same thing next year. That's why Arabic falconry become so special. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing the information. And also, it is such a powerful bird. So, what are the equipments? And I do know there are some specific terms for sure. Can you give us a little bit?
The way we use the other thing is a glove. We call das in Arabic, and the other thing is a mangala, or we call mangala. Everyone calls mangala. So it's a jasis. It's called subuk in Arabic. So, and then the important part, it's a hood. We call burga in Arabic. So the name came, burga is Muslim people. They cover their face. So that thing, that black cover thing, it calls burga. So that name came from there. So this is a burga. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. And about the training, is it instinctive for the falcon, or what kind of special training required?
Well, with any bird of prey, actually, just to take a step back, you don't need a falcon that is newly born. It can be a wild falcon, like Ibrahim mentioned, and like we said, it's all food-based. Now, we teach the falcon that the easiest meal ticket is with us. This is why the falcon will come back to us. But we can't physically teach the falcon to go and catch its own food. And if it does catch it, we obviously want to share into that now. So the relationship we need to build is that we don't ever take food from the falcon, but the hunting part, this is engraved in their DNA. This is a natural instinct. They know that they are the predator and the prey is obviously a form of survival. So that part is already done for us. It is purely just showing the falcon or getting the falcon used to us being the hunting companion.
In order to continue, maybe we first show the pre-recorded video. After the video, if you can inform us, like normally what a guest would expect when they want to join a falconry session. So we will first show the pre-recorded video for you, and then we will go. Actually a glimpse of what you are offering as an experience. So
of course.
Can you tell a little bit more what they will experience?
Yes, of course. Just to get to the video, what we basically shown in the video is this is the basic training technique that we use. The rope with a dummy at the end, we call it tilwa in Arabic. This is obviously what the falcon is hunting. So we simulating a hunt. This keeps Savannah fit, agile, and obviously do this on a daily basis, keeps her healthy. And then if we go into hunting trips or anything like that, then she'll be able to perform her very best. So what we do in the experience in the show, it gives you the opportunity to come close up and personal with such a magnificent creature to see what makes them so unique and what makes them so special. It shows you the speed that they can reach, the powerful claws that they've got, and obviously we explain the history of falconry in the Middle East. We touch worldwide as well, but more so in the Middle East, why it is so important, like Ibrahim mentioned earlier. And then obviously at the end of the show, it gives you the opportunity to hold Savannah, take photos if you want, go back to your families and show what fantastic animal this is. So with us from Wild Flight, obviously, this is experience we try and bring. It's such an important part in the history and in the culture, which we want to share with everyone visiting Dubai.
Very nice. And when holding the falcon, is there generally how guests react? Do they all fear? Any interesting stories in
it's
there?
normal, Zainab. You don't feel anything.
Actually, to be very honest with you, I didn't try it yet. I was waiting for after the session to be cool and ready for all of you. So right after the session, I will have the experience, but I'm now asking, wondering.
Of course. Now, I mean, a lot of people, when they see Savannah, because she looks so big and obviously powerful, they would say that she looks heavy. She doesn't weigh a little bit more than 700 grams, which is not a lot. But obviously, holding her after a while, you do tend to get a little bit tired. The main thing is to be relaxed. If you're not relaxed, she will actually feel that tension. So if you relax, she'll be relaxed, and that's it. There's no danger to it. If you do drop your arm, her natural instinct is to walk up to sit at the highest, most relaxing position. So that's why if you hold a nice level, as she is now, relaxed, calm, she won't do anything. Sometimes she gets excited, flap her wings a little bit, but you should just hold it out, wait until she's relaxing herself again. Because, I mean, this is normally when everyone tries to pass over her to us and say, no, please take her, but she means no harm whatsoever.
no matter how strong she is, it's
Yes.
a reaction, like from
course.
passing from one arm to another, like a baby try to be safe.
Yes,
Actually,
exactly.
it's her instinct too.
Correct.
So yeah, please don't forget to type the questions too. As Pascal mentioned, we will have a couple of more questions too, but we will be very happy to respond all your questions on falconry.
Just a quick question. No, horses is another sports here in the region.
Yes.
UAE. They usually trade horses. They buy, sell racing horses.
Right.
Is it true that it's the same case with falcons? There's special breeds that can reach to millions of dirhams.
Most
for
definitely. Most definitely.
True.
So if you look at the more common falcon used for the art of falconry, I'm talking about the hunting side, I'm talking about the history. You're looking at a peregrine falcon, your fastest living creature, as well as your Seika falcon. Now, your peregrine, or better known in Arabic, your Shaheen, and your Seika falcon, your Sakar, these are birds that migrate. Now, this is a form of survival, so you want the best falcon, the quickest falcon, most aggressive falcon. As we obviously developed, we've ended up building fantastic properties with AC and all of that. We can keep those falcons right through the summer months. This is when we started bringing in Arctic falcons, your Ger falcon, your most powerful falcon. These birds are rare to come by. Now, obviously, having a specific bloodline makes it more valuable. So falcons do go for a certain price when it's captive bred. Obviously, there's no trading in wildlife, which is fantastic in the Middle East. But with captive bred falcons, where there's purchasing involved, I know these falcons can go up to $350,000 US. Wow, upwards. So it all depends on the bloodline, the species, the size, the coloration. So many things that falls apart into this. Same like horse racing. It's that specific horse that makes it so unique.
And is it true it's this gray color or whitish color that makes it unique?
It's a lighter color, yes. But when you look at your falcons, that is naturally more lighter in color, more Arctic birds, because it's they fit into the snowy areas, where obviously your darker birds more in a greenery landscape. So.
Since we were chatting before the session, we do know that you are working more than 50 falcons.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, I don't know how it is easy for you to identify, how you identify them, how you name them generally, and do they have special characteristics like human beings? Like
of course. I mean, not one. I mean, if you look at the same species, even if it's both female, both male, same species, the characteristics are completely different. It all depends on on the individual, much like humans. Savannah is a very placid falcon. Her personality is very placid,
she understood
very
we
relaxed.
are talking about her.
She is, yes, she's looking at me. So, and hence this is where the name comes from, Savannah. It's Savannah grass lands. It's a calming location basically to be in. So with all the falcons that we've got, if you don't work with them on a daily basis, you won't really be able to differentiate them from one another. But obviously with us working with them and the amount of time and effort we put in on a daily basis, the video that you've seen is literally a couple of seconds. The show or the experience will be half an hour, maybe to an hour. But the amount of hours that we put in afterwards to get to that point is it's continuously. It's on a daily basis. So the team of the feather team that we've got, we give them names. It's obviously for us, it's more than just an animal. It's part of the team. So why not give them a name? And then because you get to know them. So
sure.
And the phone number.
And the phone number, yes.
For all.
There is a question. There is a question on the chat. Has Savannah had offspring?
Pardon me, just to repeat that.
Did she have babies?
Okay, if she has babies, yes.
Yes.
She can, most definitely. Obviously, there's breeding seasons, specific months through the year, that is the breeding season. We haven't matched her up yet with a good enough male. So once we find the perfect match, then we will definitely look into it.
Savannah, you hear that?
Is it difficult to have babies in captivity, or is it easy? Do you already have some, and do you use them? But are they part of the team, the new babies?
So us at Wild Flight, we don't focus on the breeding itself. So the main focus for us is obviously explaining, getting the history, the message over why falconry is so important. And the reason why just to get back to the reason why we end up with so many falcons, the majority of the falcons are actually rehab or rescues. So birds that got injured or sick, we obviously take in, we give them the necessary training, and if we can release them, we will release them. Obviously, if it's a rare or endangered species, then we contact those facilities who does the breeding to make sure that the population of this endangered species is obviously well looked after. So from a conservation point of view, yes, but for a commercial point, breeding, no, not from us, no. Yeah.
For our industry friends, I have a question actually. What is the guest profile generally? Who prefers to, when they visit Dubai, who prefers to come and visit and enjoy a falconry session?
Yes.
So which nationalities? Is it mainly couples, or how is it for you?
The thing is, if you visit Dubai and you don't see a falcon show, then you haven't really experienced Dubai. So I'm surprised that this is the first time after 12 years that you also got the opportunity of holding a falcon. But
my own falcon. Raffles Dubai.
so, but definitely, I mean, we the activities that we have facilitate anything from 2 years up to 60 years. So, and it's yes, it is a very family orientated activity because it's an outing, it's an experience, it's part of your trip to Dubai. But as well as, you know, the singles and the younger generation and all of that. But in my opinion, if you come to Dubai, if you visit Raffles Dubai, you have to see a falcon show. Otherwise, you're missing a big part of the culture. So for anyone, definitely.
Since
Iman?
Yes.
I have a question for you, because we just listened a fantastic story about falconry, which is part of the history of Dubai. But I think Raffles Dubai has been one of the first Lux hotel in Dubai. Can you tell us more about the history of the hotel?
The hotel opened in 2007, November. It was part of the development of Wafi City, which has a shopping mall and an F&B destination, food and beverage destination. You'll see there's a lot of pyramids in Wafi City because the owner, Sheikh Mani Al Maktoum, is an Egyptologist. He has a huge passion for the pharaonic culture. And thus he decided to build a pyramid to the dimensions of the biggest pyramid in Egypt. It's the closest structure you will have resembling the biggest pyramid in Egypt. There's great stories inside the building itself. Upon arrival, he thought of all the details. You will see the waterfall that expels the bad luck or the evil spirits out of the building. The number of pillars in the lobby, the 13 pillars we have, has their own special meaning in the pharaonic culture. The clock tower on the Sun Tower, which is the Egyptian way of telling times at the pool. You could tell the time of the day with the movement of the sun and water. This is a few thousand-year-old methodology of telling time, and he has implemented it here. So that all of those elements, on top of, you know, the great service phenomenal of Raffles, it brought those physical and soft aspects of our team members into this unique blend. And this is why we are seen as a sanctuary in the middle of the city.
Yeah. How many rooms do you have and suites?
246 rooms in total. We have 2 grand royal suites, We have 4 presidential suites around the elements of life, the 4 elements of life. And those are quite unique, very unique suites in size, in interiors. And the entry category room at this hotel is 70 square meters, which is the biggest room, at least in the Middle East, for a hotel property. So quite a unique product. It was done out of passion for the owner rather than financial viability. That's the simplest way to put it.
Yeah, but if I remember well my experience, in fact, you leave Raffles as soon as you arrive at the airport.
Sorry, I didn't get you, Pascal. Could you repeat the question?
No, I say you leave the Raffles experience as soon as you arrive at the airport, because everything is set up from the arrival to the airport to the
Yes,
and the checking in the room.
yes, definitely. From the welcome at the airport, you're met by our colleague. Every support you would expect is handled by our colleagues. From the moment you start with your limo journey till you reach the hotel, that's really 5 minutes from the airport to the hotel, which is fantastic after a long flight. Then once you're in the sanctuary. At the same time, from Raffles Dubai, Pascal, to go to downtown Dubai is a 6 to 7 minute drive. So yes, we're a little bit away from the city, 6 minutes, but at the same time, you can be in the middle of the city in 6 minutes. That's a unique feature. For stopover, it makes us the most ideal hotel in Dubai as well.
You know, 6 minutes in Paris is nothing, because most of the time it's over 30 minutes to drive from one part of Paris to the other part of Paris. So 6 minutes, it's next door. It's really next door.
Well, Pascal, in Dubai, anything more than 10 minutes is a trip.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because the city is a country by itself, and I love Dubai, as you know. How many restaurants do you have at the hotel?
We have one of the best Japanese restaurants in the city. It's called Tomo, traditional Japanese. We have Solo, our Italian restaurant. We have Crossroads, our bar, lounge that serves one of the best shishas in the city. Obviously, we have the lobby lounge at the lobby level, where we serve the famous afternoon tea, one of the best in Dubai. For years now, it's being celebrated in the city. And of course, we have the pool restaurant right on the 4th floor behind the pool.
At the Italian restaurant, there is a very special oven. I remember that.
A wood-fired oven. So you'd eat a pizza as if you're eating it in Italy, depending which part of Italy. But it's so authentic. It's 100% wood-fired. There's no gas or electricity. You could taste and smell wood into your pizza dough. It's an amazing flavor.
Something which is also very unique in Dubai is you have terraces with a suite.
Well, all our rooms, the 246 rooms and suites, have their own terraces. Now, if we go up to the big suites, the royal suite, the terrace is approximately 100 square meters. You can literally host a party there. Even in the presidential suites, which is one category down, it's approximately 90 square meters. Down to the landmark suites, you have an easy 70 to 80 square meters, along with the diplomatic suites. And for our regular rooms, you have at least 20 to 25 square meters in size. So very generous, very decent, full city and skyline view. Probably the best views you will get for New Year's Eve fireworks and the rest of the landscape of downtown Dubai.
Yeah, you told us that you are next to Wafi Mall. What about that mall? Could you tell us more about the Wafi Mall? Because it's also, shopping is so important in Dubai.
Yes. Well, the best way to remember Wafi Mall is back in the days when it opened, that's very early 90s. It was the only luxury mall in Dubai, actually in UAE. If you wanted to buy your luxury brands, there was only one place. It was called Wafi Mall. From that mall, a development in food and beverage started to happen because the owner at the same time is very passionate about food. You know, so he opened one of the best French restaurants back in the days, best Italian, best all-day dining. So he really created a movement in Dubai. I remember the first time I came to UAE was in '98. I was very young. And obviously, I wanted to go to the best nightclub in the city. I remember I used to queue for an hour and a half, just to step into the club at Wafi. If you wanted to go into Carter's, one of their best bars, you had to book a week or two in advance. So it was the destination. And the owner grew it into a food and beverage offering. And one of the best hidden gems in the city, apart from Falconry, is something we call Kham Morjan. Kham Morjan is a souk. It's like the Grand Bazaar in Turkey. That's the closest I can resemble it to. It's underground, Wafi Mall. You go underground, 3 or 4 floors underground, and it's all small little shops of amazing handcrafts material, from clothes to artifacts, to jewelry, to silverware, chinaware, abayas, perfumes, scents. It really transcends you a few thousand years in history back to Arabia. The entire mall has been, or the Kham Morjan has been handcrafted, be it the stones, be it the wooden work, be it the steel work. This was all handcrafted by, laborers from Damascus and Aleppo. They use the same techniques they used to do 100 years ago. It's so authentic. It just gives you this sense of being transformed in time. And I would say that's one of the best things to discover here in the city, the Kham Morjan.
No, I totally agree with you. You are certainly one of the best properties in the city, and with also all the Raffles level of services, with the butler, with everything. You just, because time is flying, unfortunately, we can stay for hours with you, but time is flying. You just told us that there is a new addition to the Wafi area. Can you tell us more about this new addition?
You always like to expose my surprises, Pascal. But it's going to be the tallest structure in Wafi. It's another obelisk, 51 floors. And the nice feature about it, the craziest feature about it, it's going to be the first thing you will see from the airplane. That's our new Sofitel Dubai Wafi, a majestic structure with a golden cap on top. And once you're in the plane, because of the shyness of the gold, it's literally plated with gold. It's not a golden color, it's real gold. It's going to reflect into your eyes from the plane. You won't even see Burj Khalifa. You will spot that property as the first thing in Dubai. And it's a grand hotel. F&B scene is amazing. You're going to have Daniel Boulou. We signed with them. We're opening as of September, Brasserie Boulou. We have Taiko out of Amsterdam, directly with Chef Taiko. We have an amazing lobby lounge that's going to serve traditional French pastries. An amazing bar around pharaonic themes. Gastropub, actually. The stories behind the elements in this building are just phenomenal. I won't give away everything because I'd like you to come and experience it as guests. Look, from the entrance, from the majestic pharaonic gate that they have developed, to the falcon that we have in the middle of the lobby, in tribute to the tradition of the city. The falcon in the middle of the lobby is 9 meters from start of one wing till the end of the other. It's an imposing structure, not to remind us about predators, but about speed and agility of the falcons. So a lot of elements are in there. It's an exciting project, and it's going to open in the beginning of September. That would be the finishing touch of the Wafi complex. It's that hotel.
I can't wait to be there and just to discover that new gems of Accor, but also Wafi Center. I think you have a surprise for our guest, a kind of competition.
Exactly. We were saving this for the last. So thanks to our partner Wildlife too. As I must speak about our magnificent suites, we will have a competition. We are asking you to share your unique cultural experiences with a photo and a short line with you. What is the most unique cultural experience you ever had? can be from any part of the world. Please share it with a photo or video with luxury sales team, with your point of contact, and the lucky winner will win a 2-night stay in one of the most luxury suites of Raffles Dubai with a wildlife falconry experience on your hopefully very soon visit to Dubai.
Can I play?
Unfortunately not, but as you know, you're always more than welcome, to you and all team. So I'm sure we will see you often in the following months.
Yeah, sure. As soon as we can, we will fly to Dubai because we all love Dubai so much. So thank you so much, Zeynep. Thank you so much, Ayman. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And the team of the Falconry. It was an amazing time just to discover something which is quite unique, because most of the time when we speak about Dubai, we speak about shops, about bars, restaurants. But I think it's not only that, it's also the history, the foundation of what are the Emirates. And thank you for letting us know that. So I will wish everybody a very good day, and Ayman and Zeynep, if you want to say a last word.
Well, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. We believe in the strength of human connection. We know we're going to see each other very soon. I really look forward to welcoming you and your guests back again to the property. And look, I appreciate this session. At least I'm in touch with all of you. We miss you. We love you, and we can't wait to say hello to you face to face. Thank you very much.